Right, where, is that like 95%? How does that, do you feel like that's enough of an incentive to get new cadets in?
The $5,000 hiring bonus that they were offering the classes at the $35,000 was clearly getting the classes filled. This is an additional $2,000 on top of that. So from $35,000 to $42,000 starting, and then a substantial pay raise after 1 year of their hire date is going to be very, very attractive for persons who are wanting to pursue a career in the Houston Police Department. No doubt in our mind.
And Mayor, the $32 million in adjustments spread over 2 years, that's not entirely clear to me. Are we looking at like $16 million more for salary every year going forward? How is that?
Roughly.
Structured?
It's not. Yeah, 15, 16. It's not exactly evenly split, but it's, as I said earlier, it's targeted to different ranks so that we can address market equity in a targeted fashion instead of everybody gets a pay raise or the same pay raise.
But it doesn't just stop there. That's an annual thing beyond that, obviously, because those
right.
positions. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, you raise the pay, and then that's the new.
Well, I mean, given the budget problems the city has, are you sort of handing the next mayor a little bit of an extra problem?
We think we're solving a problem for the next mayor. One of the things I had to do when I came in my first year as mayor of Houston is to negotiate 3 union contracts, one right after another, in the midst of a terrible recession. We're trying to look a little bit longer term, spread out those negotiations, and not make the new mayor have to do it immediately when he or she takes office. But the other thing is we think we're solving a problem because we are focusing on the entry-level ranks and making this a more competitive first step into the world of policing for young officers. Clearly, we weren't having a problem retaining officers once we get them, but the fact that we've been having to pay hiring bonuses as the economy picked up means that some folks were making economic decisions, and we believe that the long-term best interest of the Houston Police Department can only be helped by having a real focus on making sure we bring in new officers to replace the officers who are leaving, but to begin to grow the department. And the only way to do that is new cadets coming in.
Does this also mean that some members of the department may not receive any raises until they cross the board in 18? How does that?
No, every rank from officer to captain will be receiving some type of a pay raise each one of the years. Some of them will be less than others. The 2 middle years, there are not across the board pay raises. We took that $32 million and divided it. The first year was $15 million, the second year was $17 million, and we looked at the comparable cities to bring people as close to the comparable average as possible in each rank. So you may have an officer getting a higher dollar amount, for example, than a lieutenant, or a captain getting a higher dollar amount than an officer. It just depends on what the comparable cities showed.
And that's a point too, that the contract was still in effect. We negotiated early, so there were some raises already on the table.
For 15.
Correct.
Right.
Anybody else?
And how does this strengthen recruitment versus other major cities surrounding areas, Austin, Dallas?
Well, we think just the cachet of being a Houston police officer ought to be enough, but with this added pay, if you're a Houstonian, you want to serve Houston. But we have an aggressive recruiting effort around the United States, and if you have just seen who has been graduated from the last few classes at the academy, and have cadets literally from across the globe. We're going to be casting our net very widely, and we think that this is just going to be what it takes to make sure that we continue to have really great recruiting classes.
Could you add a little more detail on the items to ensure equal opportunity and promotion and the change to the way accrued time off is handled?
Natalie, you want to come up and